What's up guys, your boy Ash bringing you a brand new Shindo Life video. So today we're playing Shindo Life and I will be showcasing and ranking all the, Akuma Genkai's, Akuma Bloodlines / Sharingan Bloodline. But because of copyright reasons, they had to change the name into, Akuma and all that. So you make sure to, support them with all the new changes and everything. So pretty much I'll just be talking about each of them, ranking them, and then like saying why I think those are ranked at those rank. Again, don't come for me. This is strictly my opinion. Some people might agree with me, some might not, but that's really I can't really do anything about that. Everyone's entitled into their own opinion and all that. But as always, guys, I hope that you do enjoy the video. So if you do enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Let's just get into it. So first up, we have Akuma, the regular Akuma Bloodline, aka regular Sharingan. Sharingan is currently the number 4, and it will probably always stay at the bottom tier of the Akuma Bloodline or Sharingan Genkai, list, in the aspect that compared to the other Sharingans that are currently in game, it's not as good and probably won't fulfill the needs as good as the other ones will. The regular Akuma / Sharingan Genkai Bloodline / Genkai have one dead move, which really isn't that useful, and I'm pretty sure it's broken right now since you can't really copy things. So pretty much it's just the first move allows you to copy things, but as you can't really do much with that, it's not really that great of a Genkai. Don't get me wrong, it's still an S tier Genkai and everything. In this video I try showing it a lot, trying to get it to work, but I figured out that it didn't work after 30 seconds or if not more of trying and everything. But yeah, so pretty much the first move, well, in theory, is supposed to, once someone uses the move, you're able to see what move they're about to use, or after they use the move, it allows you to use that same move, so that gives you an extra regular ninjutsu or regular taijutsu move. You are not able to copy things like subjutsus, subjutsus, the things that spawn. You cannot copy Genkais, and you cannot copy the taijutsus that spawn. So Blossom Spear, Blossom not Blossom Spear, Blossom Spear, or Spirit Spears. That's what it's now called. And then the new 100 Pleasures or something. I'm pretty sure that's what they call 1,000 Years of Death. I'll just call it 1,000 Years of Death now. I'm not really accustomed to all the names. But pretty much Akuma again, the first move is kind of not brain dead. It's kind of useless, not really useful in any way. So that's why I don't think that's one of the many factors in why I think that it's number 4 and can't compete with number 3, 2, or 1. It's still a good Genkai. It's probably better than a lot of the of the other Genkais that are currently out. It's still an S tier Genkai. It's just that one move kind of makes it kind of useless. And if we're looking at other Sharingans, my bad, Akuma Bloodlines, it's just not that good, right? But then overall, even with that one dead move, it's still good. The second move, as you can see right there, is this, the reality control, aka the Genjutsu. This one puts them in the Genjutsu for 2 seconds, right? For 2 or 3 seconds, and then it stuns them, and after those 3 seconds they're allowed to move. 2 or 3 seconds they're allowed to move, but even then they still have that big wheel in the front of their screens. So yeah, not really, it's still a good move, definitely a good combo starter. But again, since my list is mostly going to be talking about the Genkai by itself without anything else individually, the third move, which is the the reflex and everything, not really that useful compared to other things for sure. It allows you to auto dodge everything, but even then, not that great. Well, what am I saying not that great? It's busted, allow the ability to dodge everything with barely any drawback besides an 8-second cooldown. Busted by all means. Right now this is the first C. As you can see, this one slows down the enemy if they are caught within, my bad, someone is calling me. I don't know why my phone ringers on, my bad about that. But yeah, what's it called? Pretty much that person has what's it called? They have the ability to slow down the enemy. This doesn't change from stage 1 to stage 3. The only thing that changes from each stages is the difference between what's it called, styles, and the fact that you're able to, what's it called, have more stats. Stage 4 is when you get the regular skeletal Susanoo. Well, not skeletal Susanoo, the mini Susanoo. You get the Susanoo arm and the rib cage, but besides that, nothing else. What's it called? Your C now becomes also the Amaterasu, which does 30k per hit and everything. Well, not 30k per hit. It does 30k if it hits you, and then like 1,200 burn damage. Pretty busted. And you have the regular hits, which does like 11,482. Again, this is like with max as. I'm pretty sure it's capped out. So even if you have more stats and like mode and stuff like that, so chi, you won't be able to like do all that. Next up we have stage 4. Stage 4 is the one where you have the skeletal Susanoo, or I'm not sure what they're calling it now, but pretty much you have this. Your C still stays the same, nothing changes. You don't exactly have a Q for this one either, so again, not much changes. Then you have stage 5, which gives you, stat boosts like stage 4, stage 5, I mean, yeah, stage 4. I didn't really show a lot of stage 5 in my defense. I probably did. I probably wasn't paying attention, but yeah, stage 5 and stage 6 are pretty much the same. The only difference with stage 6 is that you get like a specific weapon and you also get a Q. Again, great move and everything, good Genkai, but not good enough to be ranked higher. Alright, so now we're with the Forged-Akuma, aka Obito's Mangekyo. Unfortunately, I know this is probably gonna get me like a lot of like people coming after me, but let me explain before you come after me. Obito's Sharingan is an S plus Sharingan. The Forged-Akuma, S plus. Don't get me wrong, but compared to what's it called, Genkai Akuma and Satori Akuma, it fails in comparison. Because again, we're just using the regular Genkai, just the Genkai itself, in the fight to make it as fair as it can. Because again, there's a lot of possibilities with builds and whatnot. But with the Genkai, well, my bad, the Forged-Akuma, you have a lot of things that it's more of like utility, and it shines with other abilities. With this, you're able to suck in the person into this separate dimension. Then once they come out, they get stunned. They take a good chunk of your health. Again, for supposedly a utility client, it does a lot. It's pretty busted and everything, but it's still a good, what's it called? A good Genkai nonetheless. Definitely S plus and very trolly. It does the damage that you're looking for, and it gives you the ability to stun, which you can like punish people if they get caught in that. The first one doesn't really, you can't, it won't work on mobs, so won't the second one, so I can't show you the full effect. But and they hit me out of my second one, so I can't even show it to you. The third one allows you to go into intangibility. It's not like auto dodge at all. This one does not allow you to do anything. It allows you to do the basic stuff. You can't chakra charge, or chi charge, I guess what I should be calling it now. But you can do all the Maneo tasks, like what's it called, running on water, running up walls, tree walking and everything. You can do that. So that was the second one, that's called reality control. It sucks them up into the Kamui, I don't know what they're calling it now, and pretty much they get into that dimension, they get stunned. Again, not bad of a move, but compared to Satori and Genkai Akuma, it's not that great. But again, like, what can you do? It's still a great Genkai compared to others. Right now we have 3 stages. The first stage is just the regular Akuma, not much really changed, except that your C, you're allowed to, with your C, you have more, possibilities and all that. With your C, you're able to go into, a separate dimension by yourself. You have speed boosts, and you just, like, you go into it, it goes off your stamina. It will eat away at your stamina, so make sure you don't stay in there for too long. Then, we have stage 2. Stage 2 is what's it called? Stage 2 is better in the aspect that you have a Q, and then you have the skeletal Susanoo, so you have more damaging with that Genkai. Again, it's a great Genkai, but what's it called? The number 2 and number 1 out, take it. Then you also have a Q for this. Your Q is pretty much the Kamui shurikens and all that. as you can see, puts them in a different dimension. It's kind of like the second move, but they take a lot of damage, and they also get that stun and everything. And then your C is just pretty much the same thing. Your C throughout this entire Genkai stays the same, not much really changes. And then what's it called? Once you go into stage 3, you have the you have the incomplete Susanoo. As you can see, like the kunais have changed from, you know, the common ones to these ones. I really wish they could like made them more, you know, specific, because this is the same shurikens used for the regular windmill toss throwable that you have, and everything. Yeah, like this is a good Genkai, don't get me wrong, S+, but it just doesn't compare to number 2 or number 1 in terms of usability and abilities by itself. So next up we have the Genkai Akuma aka Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. This has been one of my favorite Genkais to use. I've made plenty of the videos in the past explaining why I like this Genkai so much. It had so many like abilities that you can have. You had utility, you had support, and then you had frontline fighter type of abilities. And it still has those same abilities, but with the new addition of Forged-Akuma, it's kind of got switched up, and it's just like, okay, maybe this isn't like, you know, number 1 anymore. So the first move gives you the auto dodge. This one's more different than the other auto dodges that we've seen or intangibility. This one has the ability to create a clone. Well, not create a clone. It will allow you to go into a separate, like, you know, space for a short while. And then during that time, you have invincibility. The person can see you. And then once that time runs out, you get teleported back to the position that you used it. Next up, you have the Genjutsu. But unlike the, the regular Akuma Genjutsu, this one allows you to, this lasts a little bit more long, and it's more broken. Then the third one, we have the Amaterasu. I don't know what they're going to call this one. I'll just call it Black Flame for now. So with this Black Flame, they have the ability to, do a lot of damage, and it targets everything in, you know, the area of effect. So it's pretty busted. Then we have, you know, the stage 1 of the the Genkai Akuma. Not much really changes in that aspect. It's still the same. Faster M1s, obviously, all of them have that. And then for the C is pretty busted. The C allows you to go behind them and then just combo them. It's really a nice move to have, since it does have auto track, but like most things in this game auto track anyways, so you don't really need to worry about that aspect. But yeah, the stats are again amazing and everything. Not much you can really do about that. Then you have stage 2. Stage 2, you get the skeletal Susanoo and everything, but you also get a different C. You don't exactly, your Q changes, by the way, which I will show more later in the video. But your Q is like, you only get your Q at the second stage of like each Sharingan. Your C changes to that. This will take away their health, their stamina, their chakra, and their mode, which is a good way to, like, you know, make fights go your way if they get hit by that, especially if you hit your Genjutsu. Perfect combo and everything. Your Q also switches up to, you know, your Q switches up to your regular C from your stage 1, so that's like a good thing to have. It's more instant that way. Then you have the stage 3, which is, you know, the incomplete Susanoo. Like, it's kind of like the C that you just saw and everything. But yeah, like, this is a good good bloodline. Has a lot of abilities, and it can fit a wide area of uses, whether that be frontline fighter, support, or just like, you know, yeah, it's just like frontline fighter or support, since those are really the main 2 classes that I can think of. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say on the Bankai Akuma, and we're going to number 1 now. Alright, for number 1 we have Forged-Akuma. Forged-Akuma is one of the newer, well, it is the newest you know, Akuma bloodline that was released prior to the game shutting down for copyright reasons, but now it's back. As it was Shisui Sharingan, but now it's a Forged-Akuma named after the only Sweet Pea. Still waiting on that OnlyFans, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, pretty much with Forged-Akuma, you have, it just outclasses the previous number 1, which is Genkai Akuma, by so much. There's nothing I can say about it except that it's broken beyond repair. If you thought that, like, the Itachi Sharingan, or my bad, Bankai Akuma was broken, this is leagues on its own. So the first move, right? You're fighting. It has, you know, hand signs, but not that many. Pretty much it's an auto dodge within itself. If the person does manage like, you know, land a hit on you, you'll be auto dodging anyways. And also like you create clones that will attack him. So again, pretty busted. Don't get me wrong. Next we have, and like it's just, you just have so much abilities with it. Like they can't hit you, but you can hit them. Kind of busted. All auto dodges are busted. Next we have the, what's it called, the counter attack. This one's instant, so you don't really need to worry about it much. But the minute they hit you, you TP behind them, you stun them for like a second or like half a second, and then you can just do your combo from there. Pretty busted. Not much they can really do about it. Great way to like counter attack. Kind of works like an auto dodge in my opinion. So like this has 2 auto dodge. Both of them do damage. Then we have the third one, which is the Genjutsu, which just shoots out a bunch of like light beams. That's busted because that light beam does continuous damage. Not like a burn effect type of way, but more in like it hits you once, it will hit you again and again until like, you know, it doesn't target you anymore. So like it has the ability to do like over 60k damage, I'm pretty sure. Busted Genkai. Not much I can really say about it besides that. Next we have stage 1. Again, regular, you know, Akuma, except that with this C is more of like a Genjutsu. This allows you to put that person in the Genjutsu where their reality sense of you is like, you know, kind of messed up. So let's say if you're looking, that person's looking straight at you, right? That person's looking straight at you. For them, they'll be looking, you're dead, you're lying down on the ground. But for you, you can just move around freely and you can go behind them, do all the combos that you really want and everything. And then you can just like mess them up. Like they just don't have like a sense of direction towards, you know, your particular character. Everything that's very good, and like especially like in wars future, if you're like doing wars with friends, you know, for fun, or you're just playing Arena X, like this gives you an edge over, you know, other people. Stage 2, not much changes except that your Q becomes this. Your Q just becomes it's kind of like the 10 tails, what's it called, Z. This one's busted as heck. You get the skeletal Susanoo, of course, the rib cage to protect you and all that. And then you go to stage 3, which becomes, you know, the incomplete Susanoo. You have the little drill and all that. You can just, it does good amount of damage, doing like 14k per hit and doing the C. Then, you know, you have your Q which does this again, like 14k per hit, and it hits around like 7 times. Busted. Then you have your C, which just warps the reality of them about you. Just busted overall. Not much I can really say more about the Genkai, but like the fact that so many videos have been like, you know, about Shisui against Itachi, and Shisui has won pretty much all the time. Shisui is just overly busted and really neat. I personally, I think that Loki needs a nerf. People are gonna come from me, well, no, don't nerf this, bro. Like, it's busted. Nothing can really compare to it in a Genkai only battle. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.